Hello. Good evening, everyone. Good night, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. This is Dr. Dwayne Wood. We've got an exciting show for you tonight. I'm so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here. So it's no secret that change can be difficult. And we're talking about designing a new me, right? That's what we've been talking about. Whether you're trying to break a bad habit or establish a new one, the process is often filled with so many setbacks and frustrations. However, there are some things that you can do to make the process a little easier. One of the most important is to develop habits and routines. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We've been talking on the show about designing the new you, designing the new me. If you don't know me, I'm Dr. Dwayne Wood. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. And here on our channel, we help to educate, we help to empower, and we help to encourage you to take charge of your life, your health, avoid complications, and live the life that you've always wanted, going to the next level. This is our anniversary month, and you're catching us on day number 11. I had to look at the clock there, at the calendar. So day number 11 of our live every day in August. Day number 11, live every day in August. We've been having a great time with the topics, and tonight is no exception. Once again, designing that new me, designing that new you, changing our lives, going to the next level. If you are new to the channel and you, not if you, we want to acknowledge you. So if you're out there, just put new in the comments and we will send you a message. We'll give you a little hand clap. If you have questions as we go through the evening, as we go through the show, go ahead and put Q in the questions in the comments, and we'll get to those. Right. So we want to make sure that we are listening and that we're doing all the things that we can do to engage with you, because we love that you are here hanging out with us right now. We should be streaming to all of our platforms. We've been having some trouble with LinkedIn. So if you are on LinkedIn, for some reason, that platform right now is not functioning well. But on Facebook, on Twitter, of course, on our YouTube channel, those are all there. We're still working on LinkedIn. So we will get to that. We will get to that soon. OK, so when you have a set way of doing things, it's easier to stick to your goals. So we have been the last several shows, right? So I think this is show number 7 in that series on designing a new me. So we've talked about goals, how to set goals. We've talked about being motivated, how to stay motivated, how to get back on track when we do fall off of the rails. And tonight we're going to be talking about routines and habits, right? So you can do things more, you can do things faster, more efficiently, if you have habits and routines, because they help to automate your behavior. You don't have to think about them, right? You just do. Have you ever had an occasion where you were going somewhere and you're driving, right? You get in the car and you're driving and you show up at the location, right? And you're like, well, how did I get here? You don't even remember driving. Or how about this one? You were going to your normal place, and then you decided, hey, I need to stop off at the store, right? And maybe the store is at a different exit. And you say, okay, I'm going to stop off at the store. And you end up showing up home, and you're like, oh man, I forgot to go to the store. Why did you forget? Because you were on autopilot, right? Your body, your brain says, okay, this is what we normally do. And so it just took you there. So even though you had decided that, okay, there was this interruption you wanted to make in the routine, the brain is like, okay, we don't know about that right now, right? And it didn't remember. And so it took you to the place that it thought that you wanted to be, which was part of your routine, right? And that is the power of routines and habits. I remember, so my son is on basketball. He plays basketball at his school. And I remember one game that they were winning. Okay, they were winning. And we went for halftime. And they came back. And in that third quarter, I don't know what was going on. And so they started losing. And the coach came over and pulled them aside. And he said, guys, remember, what's the word I'm going to use right here? He said, remember the fundamentals. Remember the fundamentals. Go through your routine. Do your things. Stop trying to do the fancy, shots and the half court shots and the cross the court passes, right? Remember the fundamentals. And that's really what we need when we are trying to make change, right? What we want are automated things that allow us to not have to think about it, but they're in place and they help direct us to a particular destination, right? A lot of people think that routines and habits constrain you and they take away the fun of life. And to a certain extent, they do constrain us, but it allows us to have actually more enjoyment, right? They help to put your plan into action. So we've been coming up with this plan about what we're going to do, how we're going to change, what we want for our lives. And habits and routines just allow us to take those plans and put them into action. They're the bridge, if you will, from your thoughts and your plans to your behavior. They focus your energy. Otherwise, you would be out putting energy in so many different places. And that's not what we want. Right? We want to be focused in the direction that we're going. And so routines and habits do that for us. They enable us to take action. If we didn't have those, every time we got ready to do something in our plan, in our strategy, when we came up with those goals, towards our goals, we'd have to stop and think, okay, what am I supposed to do now? How do I do this, right? But the habits and the routines put those into perspective and they allow us to take action. Now, there are a lot of stories about people who are creative or people who have some plan. I think it was Maya Angelou who rented a hotel and her plan was to show up and work. People take sabbaticals to go away so that they can have time where they can have some structured thought processes. Habits and routines allow for continuity. What does that mean? They allow us to be able to be continuous in the work that we're doing. We don't have to pause and spend time and energy, once again, recreating something that's already done. And they provide stability because we know we can always drop back into the routine and pick up where we were. It also going back to our last show, it also allows us to get back on track because we already know that there's a structure there. There's something there that's going to allow us to not have to make big changes, not have to go back to the beginning, not have to, right? All the things that we talked about, right? So the habits and the routines allow us to do that. So I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use tonight, I'm going to show you some of the tools that I use in my routine. But I want to suggest a couple of things. I want to suggest to you that your plan for your day should include at least 3 different components. And within these components, we'll talk about some other things, right? So number 1, you need to have a morning routine. What do you do on a normal basis so that you set yourself up for success? Number 1. Number 2, you need to have something during the day that is a reminder of the changes that you want to make in your life. Because if you wake up in the morning and you think about the changes and you think about, oh, there's wonderful things that we're doing, and then all day it never comes back to your mind, then the likelihood is that we're losing something in there, right? So we want this to be something that's present on our mind, top of mind, if you will. Not that it's taking away from the other things you're doing, like your job and so forth, but it needs to be something that's in the consciousness. And then finally, you need to have an evening routine, something that you do that kind of ends your day so that you are setting yourself up for success. Okay? All right. So let's talk. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you. Let's pop over here and let's pull up. This is my cell phone. Let's see, where is that? There you go. Right? So this is my cell phone, and this is an app that's called Day One. And Day One, as you see there, it allows me to create lots of different things. It allows me to create my day. And I'm going to skip out of this for a minute and come to, let's see. Right. So these are journal entries for my day. I'm just going to scroll past there. Right. See this journal. This is what I do. Let's create one. So I'm going to have a template and I'm going to just pick a random one and we can edit it. So this allows me to create templates that are specific to myself. So for instance, this one, today I will focus on, and I'm going to leave that alone. Today I'm grateful for. Today I will let go of. And then let's see, let's add my to-do list, right? So we can say to-do list. But you can add other things in there. For instance, on one of mine, I have who am I grateful for, like people, right? So then you come in and you'll figure here. Today I'll focus on successful communication. Successful communication. I'm grateful for, and here I'm going to put, let's get rid of that thing right there. I'm grateful for my wife, so I'm going to put her, Charmaine. And you see that pops up because I always put her in there. I'm grateful for my son, Blake. I'm grateful for my mommy, right? And you can go through and you can add other things there that you're grateful for. I will let go of what? I will let go of stress. Right? And so this is, as I go through the morning, this is what I do. I get up in the morning and I pull this up. Now the actual template that I use, my beautiful wife has a journal that she's created, and that I actually use that as my template. So keep an eye out for that. That's coming. I'm not going to show that to you now, but we may actually do a show once that's all official, right? So to do. So what am I going to do today? So okay, how about this? Live every day in August, right? So I got to do my video. I got to go live, right? So that's a priority. I do a YouTube channel with my sisters, and it's called Into the Woods, right? So I got to do that video. And then what else? Oh, I got to pick my son up from school. Okay, so those are my top 3 things that I need to do. And so then what I do is I actually take this and I copy it. And what I was supposed to show you on this other screen when that other stuff popped up was my Notion. So let's see if I can pop over there. Notion is the other app that I use. Right? No, wrong one. How about that? There we go. Right? So the Notion is the other app that I use. And let me copy it from here. And I usually do it on my phone, but I want to show you what it looks like in the I want to show you what it looks like. So what I do is let's click on this here real quick, and then let's pop this over. Right. So I can go in here and I'm going to actually just let's duplicate this one. And what I do in the morning is I just duplicate it, and I go in and I change the date. for instance, I'm going to change that, say that's tomorrow morning, and I'm going to highlight all this stuff and just delete it. Right? Just delete everything else. And then in my phone, I'm going to go ahead and copy what I've done in my journal. Go over to Notion, pull it up over here, and I'm going to paste it on my phone, and you should see it show up over there soon. Right? Did you guys see that? So these are the things that we just had, and I'll just create these into, I'll turn it into a checklist. How about that? A to-do list, right? So I'll do that. I'll change that into to-do list. So as I do that, as I do those, then they will be checked off. So let's pop that in, turn that into a, there you go, checklist. Okay. So now that's my daily task list, right? So as you see, I create one for each day, right? I create one for each day. So let's go ahead and get that out of there. Okay. And then down here, you see it says morning routine. You guys see that? Oh, by the way, that's my son over at that side. So I have him on my main page. So he kind of inspires me there. And this quote is from Bruce Lee. Adapt what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is specifically your own. So I like that. I got this, whoever made this template, it was on there and I liked it, so I kept it. Okay. So my morning routine, when I click here now, it says get out of bed, do my mantra, do my day one, which is what we just did in the day one journal, copy priorities to Notion, which is what I just did. And then I have an app called iDisciple. I don't know if I can. Okay, yeah, I think I can do that. Let me do that again. Hopefully I won't show you any other crazy screens. Right? Okay, so here we go. Yeah, so there we go. So iDisciple. And so iDisciple, I have it, I can get a quote in the morning. I can get a text of the day. I can listen to other religious programs. I can listen to music here, right? So I can do that all here. But, and let me pop back over to Notion so that you can see. Let's do this one, right? So if you look right here under my morning routine, right? So I've already pre-selected some music, and I won't play it for you because I don't want the YouTube police people to come after me for playing music that's not authorized, right? But I have these already pre-selected, and they change over time. And so what I can do is in the morning, right, as I'm going through my routine, bum, 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 then I just pick a piece of music and I play that. Right. So that allows me, so that's already pre-selected. So in Notion, I can go in and I can create more things. So for instance, I can go here and I could say, in addition to that, so after I do my iDisciple, I'm going to get on the treadmill. Right? I'm going to get on the treadmill. So now what I've done is I've updated my morning routine, and I can keep doing that. Right? So when we think about these routines, right? So what do you put in your routine? Well, mine, as you saw, was kind of getting ready for the day. Right? A to-do list, right? People who I'm grateful for. So gratefulness. You may want to put an affirmation in there, right? I am whatever it is that you want to be. I am a content creator. I am a great physician. I am a terrific husband. I'm a wonderful father. Right? Put some visualizations in there. You can sit and you can meditate, right? You can add all of that into your morning routine, whatever it is that you want to do. Clean your space. That's another one, right? So I get up in the morning and my wife and I have this practice. Whoever gets up last gets to make the bed. Now we don't try to race each other out of the bed, right? So whoever gets to gets up last gets to make the bed. Right? When I go into my son's room, one of the first things we try to get him to do is to make his bed. When I come here to sit at my desk to work, right, I clear the space, right? Because when it's clear, it allows me to work better. So you can put all of those types of things into your routine. What are you going to do? What mood do you need in your space? What lighting do you need in your space? Right? All of that. And then at the end of the day, let's go back to the middle. So that was the morning routine, what I do in the morning. In the middle of the day, I have set in my phone, and I got this, I'm trying to remember where I got this saying from, a book that I read. And the author basically was saying, do you have time during the day where you are being mindful of what some of your goals are? And so I have in my phone an alarm that goes off and it pops up on the screen. It says, are you willing to do whatever it takes at this moment to achieve the goals that you say you want, basically? And that pops up a few times during the day because I want to be able to think about what the things are that I'm doing. And so I'm not taking like minutes and hours to do this, but it pops up. I see it. The goal comes back to my mind. I think about it and I just go on with my day, but it brings it to my mind. And remember, whatever we're telling our brains, whatever we're telling ourselves, that's what we believe. So if I'm not allocating any time during the day, then the brain says, well, maybe that's not something he wants to do. Gratefulness, and you saw that in my morning journal, is so, did I say so important. Because sometimes we can get into our own brains and we can begin spiraling. Right. So what am I grateful for? There are things that I'm things that are wonderful. Now, everything in life may not be peaches and rosies, right? It might not be rosy. But I woke up. I mean, there was a period in my life when I was going through some stuff, and all I started doing was saying, my eyes open, I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm so grateful that I can breathe. I'm so great. I mean, and just simple things, right? Simple things that you might think, oh, that's so silly. But you would be amazed at what impact it has on your brain. Because remember, our minds, and you guys are going to get tired of me saying this, it's always looking for evidence for what we're telling it. So if we're telling it that we're grateful, we're happy to be alive, we're excited to be able to wake up and get up and move, then our brain starts looking for that. And it's like, yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. It starts pumping you up. Try to wake up early. Try to wake up early. I know that's a big one for a lot of people, particularly for those of us who stay up late, right? So here I am. It's almost midnight here, Central Time. But try to wake up early. Because when you do, you have more time in the morning when it's quiet, nobody else is around. You can focus. All right. And so I said morning routine. I said the middle of the day, something that brings your goals present of mind so that you can think about them. And then I also have an evening routine. And so let me pop this up, get my cell phone back again. So what I do is before I leave work, and let's get back here, day. All right, so before I leave work, I do this one that's called a daily brain dump. Let's pop out there for a second. It's a daily brain dump, right? So, and you guys see, I take pictures of myself, in the journal. Yes, I do. And sometimes, like it looks like I'm not happy there, but I haven't figured out how to take selfies without like doing like this, right? Because you're trying to look at the camera. All right, so here we go. So let's do this. Let's grab this guy, and we're going to do a daily brain dump. And it says, what decisions are on your mind? Right? So in other words, what decisions have I made? Am I going to make? What stuff is still kind of rumbling around there? Right? So let's see. The decisions about the car, right? So we have to think something about the car and fixing it. All right, go to the next thing. Who is on your mind? Right. So recently, my son just started school, and so he was on my mind one day he was on my mind today, actually. And my sister, I won't put her name in there. Right. Any successes? Yes, I got through the week. Right. So I got through the week. And it's day, right? So it was day 11. Day 11. Right? Excited. Anything on your mind that we should know about, right? So, and so I wrote this kind of like I was talking to someone, right? So anything that you want to tell me that we should know about. And let's see, what was I thinking about today? Oh yeah, yeah. I was thinking about some things that we have to do in the office. So a computer, we're migrating our display software. So I'm just write computers. Okay, and that's it. All right. So that's my daily brain dump. Now, what does this do? This allows me to take things that are rattling around in my mind, and it allows me to put them down, put them out of my mind so that my brain no longer has to keep track of it. Because I could say to myself now, okay, yeah, you can go back and you can find that. You don't have to keep looking at it, or you don't have to keep track of it. Because when we keep it up here, what happens? It's always rumbling around. And the brain is like, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, and it's looking at it all from all sides. When we put it down on paper, we put it in our journal, we don't have to do that anymore. And then one final thing, well, not that final, but one idea that I want to convey is an idea of a ritual. So when I'm coming home, right? First of all, if I don't do the brain dump, then it's all the way home. I'm processing it, right? But there's a location when I'm driving on the highway. It's the Space and Rocket Center. And when I drive by there, I see the rocket. And that's my signal. This is my ritual. That's my signal that at that moment, when I pass that rocket, work stops. And I start thinking about home. Yeah, so boom. Now, it takes me a little bit sometimes, but yeah, I got to start processing, right? Because if I show up at home still thinking about work, then all kinds of crazy things can happen, right? So I walk in and I'm not present. My son says, hey, and I'm processing something, or I'm still feeling a kind of way about something that happened at work. All those things can happen. So a morning routine, a daily reminder, something during the day that reminds you of what the goals are, and then an evening routine. Now, the final thing now is when you are getting ready to go to bed, don't just get in bed and pass out. Have something that you do, a ritual that you go through as well, right? Whether it's, meditation, maybe read something, maybe listen to something, right? So don't plan to work up until the time that it's bedtime. And I am guilty of that as I'm telling you that, right? Because right now it's 12:01 a.m. So don't do that. Have a time where you can begin winding down. It doesn't have to be long. 15 minutes, 10 minutes. So that you're not like, okay, brain's going on fire, thinking about all this stuff, and then, okay, now you're trying to sleep. Okay. So morning routines. Daily reminders, something during the day reminds you of your goals. Evening routine, and then rituals. Build some rituals into your day. If you do that, if you put some structure to the things that you're trying to do, that you will find that you will have much, much more success in what we are trying to achieve. So remember, habits and routines, they help put our plans into action. They focus our energy. They enable our action. They allow for continuity, and they provide stability. And if we do that, then all the things that we've talked about in the previous videos will be successful. Well, we're so excited that you are here. And I saw FXGM. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being here with us. This is Dr. Dwayne Wood. That's Wood with an E. On this channel, we help to educate you. We help to empower you, and we help to encourage you to take charge of your health, take charge of your life, avoid complications, and go to that next level, living the life that you've always wanted. Thank you for being here. We will see you on day number 12. We're moving, guys. So live every day in August. If you've not done so, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you like the video, if you like the things that we're doing, if you're getting benefit, please like it. Give us a thumbs up so that we can know that you like this, so we can keep producing more content like this. Share it with your family and friends. This series that we're working on, that we're doing right now, Designing a New Me, amazing, transformational. We think that you should get this into everybody's hands, and we thank you for joining us. Come back tomorrow night, or tomorrow, TBD, right? Come back tomorrow and we will talk more. Let's get some music and let's get on out of here. Good night, everybody.